Hi friends, my name's Lorraine and you're at my channel, Shanebrook Cottage. My channel is primarily a Flosstube. Also, I quilt and I love to thrift. So today is January 17th. I have, as usual, piles of nonsense all around me that I want to share with you in no particular order because that would have taken an hour to sort and make in piles. So if you'll bear with me, we will be like little squirrels today, darting from here and there, looking at my treasures and my projects that I have going. I also have the announcement of the giveaway for my last video, and that was quite the popular giveaway. So thank you for all the lovely comments. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. And at any point during the video, please feel free to leave me a comment. I love the comments. I attempt to respond to each and every one because that's what this is all about, right? It's about community, it's about fun, it's about sharing. I might be a little chatty today. I have a lot of things on my brain. Let's see, life news is, let's see, 2 weeks ago, I got my trash can pressing on my leg here. Let me do that. 2 weeks ago, I went to the mothership, the home office for, well, it's no longer the home office, but more about that. I went to Virginia for almost a week of work. I live here in Gettysburg, if you're new, and work remote. So our company was recently purchased by a larger company. I work for a medical device company. And so that's always nerve-wracking when there's mergers and acquisitions and, you know, who's staying, who's going, what's their vision. And I couldn't be more happy. We met, part of the team, I'm on the marketing team. That was a shift right at the end of the year, the beginning of the year. I got moved to the marketing team, and I couldn't be happier with that. Who I report to directly is really inspiring, and the new team, they are so nice. They are a company out of the upper Midwest, which, as you know, I'm a Midwest girl that's been transplanted to Pennsylvania, so I felt like these are my people. And at the end of the week, a decision was made that my job description is going to change and I will be receiving a promotion. So I couldn't be more thrilled, just tickled pink about that. I get to travel to Chicago and to Milwaukee later this spring. I was hoping I got invited to a trip to California later this month, and I really thought this is a mistake because I don't usually get sent on trips. And I inquired, and it's not a mistake. I'm needed at the meeting, but I'm only needed remote. I'm not high enough on the food chain to warrant the trip to beautiful sunny California into winter. But maybe next time. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds, right? So so that's work here at the house. Let's see, I've been home all week. Before I left on the trip, we put away Christmas, we got out Valentine's, we totally rearranged our living room. It's amazing how it looks. We've had the living room set up the way that it's been set up ever since we've lived here for quite a few years now. And I just, one night in bed, because my brain works that way, I was like, what if we just rotated everything like one wall? And all of a sudden, it just like opened up all this space. Our living room looks like amazing, and I just can't believe how, like, even Steve was like, he was so doubtful, because he is like my negative Nelly sometimes. And then after it was done, he was like, wow. So that's been exciting. Our one grandson, Alex, been wrestling. He's wrestling today. I'm not there. Grandpa sent me text messages. So far, we're 2-0. We've won 2. And let's see, the other grandkids, Lilith, I talked to her mom today. She's my 4-year-old granddaughter, and she doesn't stay in bed at night. So last night she got up, got into all of Mommy's makeup, all of it, wore all of it, and then hid all the bottles under the bed and didn't think that anyone was going to notice. So poor Lilith, today is a snow day. We got a little bit of snow on the ground, so I'm sure she's chomping at the bit to go outside, but right now she's on the list at home. So my understanding is she's sitting on the couch on the list. I've talked to Mom on the phone and explained, Lilith doesn't want to make you mad. I know we gotta have rules, we gotta have consequences. It's a snow day, and she's 4. And she wants to go outside. But Grandma's not going to drive over and intervene because I don't want to undermine Abby's parenting, but shoot. Now, you know, if I was a parent, I'd be hot. I'd be hotter than a burnt biscuit. I mean, I'd be ticked. And unfortunately, of course, then Abby's learned that parenting style from me, where now as a grandma, I'm more gentle and like, oh, do we really have to be in trouble? Anyway. So should we dive in? So I did, been using my journal. I took some notes over the last couple weeks while I've worked on things. So, so let me just kind of tell you a couple things. I'll show you the things I worked on, but for quilting, I worked on my string quilt, my block of the month wreath. I received and started my sugar bear month of the block of the month. I have worked on some cross-stitch WIPS. I've watched some Flosstube. I was watching this morning. Who did I watch this morning? I watched Stitching with the Housewives, and I'm in the middle of probably Java Girl Stitches. So I'll finish that up after I'm done filming. I plan on spending the day crafting all day. Looking forward to it. I've also watched The Camping Stitcher, Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, Stitching with DMC, Northwoods, Sable Stitchers, etc. Oh, I have a note on here, little housekeeping, and I swear we're just going to get into the video. Facebook group. So I started a Facebook group. When was that? Thanksgiving, Christmas time? And I don't know. I even said, like, I'm not a Facebook person. So, and God bless all of you that joined and have participated, and I just don't have the bandwidth, and I know my word of the year is intentional, and so I'm going to be intentional and true to myself, and whenever I think about it, I'm probably not going to happen today, I'm going to close that group. So it's no reflection on anyone who joined. It's just not a place that I keep up on. I don't even, you know, I go in fits and spurts, as you know, on Instagram. I have been, work has been just really a priority for me. And that's okay. That's the season of life I'm in, and I enjoy my job, and I'm enjoying the changes and the growth that's coming with it. But that takes away from my hobbies and my other things. I'm going to keep my Etsy store open. I know that there has been no new postings for December or November, but somehow I'm still getting sales, so thank you. Since you were along for the journey when I reopened my Etsy store here in September, my goal, my financial goal was $250 a month. And with doing zero work in November and December, I did end the year right under $1,000. So thank you. Thank you for your support and your kindness and the love of my homemade things, and also the love of my thrifted finds that I either you know, resell or upcycle in some way or put a unique twist on them. So I just wanted to share that with you. So more to come in 2026 from Etsy. That's something I love doing, and it tickles my heart when I get that 5-star review or somebody buys something. It's just so much fun. So onward, let's talk cross stitch WIPs, because I have this one sitting here, and I know this is my snow day WIP. So like I said, today we got a little bit of snow. Probably, I just came in from walking the dogs, probably like an inch. Like some spots, the grass is still peeking out. So not a lot, but a little bit. And then we've had a couple days where we got snow flurries, so I counted those as my snow day stitch so I could work on this. This is Little House Needleworks Log Cabin Christmas. And Kimberly, this is like their called for original kind of look, more primitive. Kimberly Jolly at the Fat Quarter Shop is working on her version, and she pumped up the colors to make them brighter, not pastel, but just brighter, less primitive, and it's really pretty. So if you like that look, you should check her out. So here's my version, called for floss, and I started working on these, my second square up here. So I've got half the border done. Part of the, this is more like a tall log cabin with a cardinal on the roof. The cardinal will have a French knot for its eyeball, so it might look a little weird right now because he doesn't have his eye. And it's going to be super pretty. This is on a piece of 14 count Aida that I heavily sprayed with vintage spray that you can get from Unfinished Stitches. And let me show you what this pattern, if I have it. It might still be in the living room because I just grabbed this out of the living room. So the actual pattern for this month is out in the living room, so I can't show you, but all the themes are log cabins, woodland animals, forest trees, and snow. So very, very pretty. And whoops, and now I'm all caught on my floss bling. There we go. So this is a bag that I made myself. I did not line it. I just used, I didn't fully enclose this, so I've got like some nonsense going on here. And at first I was like, oh, enclosing everything is just like, I mean, I do for the bags I sell, but I was like, oh, for a bag at home, I don't need to do that. It's just, but now you can really see it starting to fray. So yeah, okay, team enclosed, I'm back to it. But I love my little long floss bling. So let me put this one away. And, oh, I still got a needle hanging. I don't know. I don't think I'll work on this weekend, even though it did snow again today. I think I'm going to switch to a different project. So I'm going to set that aside. The other projects I've worked on since we met might be too big. Maybe I just need to be neater with my floss, kind of like shove it in there. So here's the call for flosses. Here's the pattern. It's a Jardin Privé. And here is my stitch. And this is on 14 count pink gingham by Fabric Flair. I worked on outlining this big L, and I think that's where I'm at. Oh, and you'll also see I have, like, I don't know what you would call them, some temporary stitches I put in. You might not be able to see it on camera, but I can see in person. Coming across here just to outline a little bit, to make sure I'm on track with that L, because it's a pretty big motif and I don't want to mess it up. I don't know if you can see in the pattern, it goes like from here over and up and around. So it'll be important for me to get that centered in there right, so when I'm counting off the other motifs, I don't get myself in a pickle. So I really like working on this one. So let me put that one away. Let me be more gentle with my floss. One that I worked on was Lori Holt's Snowballs for Sale. So this bag is an old vinyl front bag I made a long time ago. My pattern doesn't fit, so he's getting a little mangled. I love the Lori Holt patterns because they're in color. So if you could see that, that makes it fun and easy to stitch. So here's mine. I'm using the Call for DMC. This is a 14 count by Fabric Flair. I think it's called Petty Point is the fabric name. Looks like it has snowballs on it. I finished his broom, and well, almost finished. There's just a little bit here I got to do, like a color switch here. And I think that's all I did on this one. I did not do a whole lot of stitching. One, because I was out of town. Two, I was a quilting maniac since you last saw me. And three, I probably kind of lost my mojo a little bit. I don't know, like I just wasn't like, I wasn't doing a whole lot. But, so I think that's it for cross stitch. So let me show you my big quilt top finish. I got this all done. This was my block of the month by Lamb Farms through the Fat Quarter Shop. And it's, the fabric I think is Merry Little Christmas, and it's a wreath. And I'll insert a photo because I'm not going to be able to get far enough away from the camera for you to see the whole thing. Has a bow on the bottom of the wreath. A ton of piecing. A ton of piecing. Great pattern though. I enjoyed making the pattern. Have lots of leftover fabric that I already dealt with. I was going to save it and show you how much. It was quite a bit. And if I took a photo of that, I will put it here. But I was just done with the quilt and I wanted to start my next block of the month. I'll share with you. And so I put it away. So that's just a quilt top. I will put it, I have a basket on the wall over here where I have a couple other quilt tops that need to be taken care of, such as made into the quilt sandwich and then quilted and bound and all that. I'm not in a big hurry. But here is, I did not buy the, so it came with the binding, so it'll be this stripe, but it did not come with a backing. And then when I got all done, I went online and I wanted to buy, it was either this one I wanted to purchase, or there was another fabric in the line kind of similar to this that's not in the quilt, but it was coordinating fabric from the same line. And it's too late. It's all gone. I could not get enough yardage. I think I need about 4 yards to back this wall. It's like kind of like a giant, like a wall hanging quilt. You wouldn't snuggle with it or anything. So what I did find though is I found this Waverly fabric at Walmart, and the color is evergreen, and that's going to look perfect on the back, and it's like super affordable. I think, I don't remember, does this come out to, and I've got another package, that's why I just looked down, come out to $3 a yard or something. I mean, and I have no qualms with using the Waverly fabric. I am, you know, a huge name brand fabric girl. I like the Moda fabrics. I like the fabrics by Riley Blake. But this Waverly, I mean, it is a nice fabric. So if you're looking for a quality, inexpensive fabric, especially the solids, go to Walmart and get yourself some Waverly. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to set that aside. Oh, yep, here's my other package. Then I got a 3-yarder. So then, it's kind of buried here. Let me move some stuff. So then I got my new block of the month. Let me move this out of the way. From Stitching Heaven. This is my first time participating with this company. So here's the block of the month. It's called Camp Sugar Bear, and it's all applique. So my first month, you received all the patterns. You also received, I also received on the first month my accessories pack, which is some buttons, rickrack, DMC floss, and these little guys, and they didn't come all wrinkly. These go on the quilt. They're like little appliques you're going to put on, and they're printed. They're digitally printed, and so it recommended, the manufacturer's instructions were to run these in cold water and watch to make sure none of the ink ran. And then when it ran clear, let it air dry and then iron it. So I still need to iron it. I had 0 ink. Like I ran it a while, but I had no ink come out. So I feel very comfortable with it. Also, this is truly a wall hanging art type quilt because it's going to have buttons. The quilt on month 1 on the cabin isn't even tacked down. It's designed to just be tacked at the top, so like the little quilt on the quilt line will move. So it's not a kind of quilt it's not like a quilt you're going to use on the sofa. It's a quilt. It's just a fun quilt. It's a quilt to look at. It's a quilt to hang up. It's that kind of thing. So let me show you where I'm at. So I got to fuse this today and then cut out my pieces. The cool thing about this quilt, so here is month 1. So this is what I'm working on right now. So you see the little quilt off to the side of the barn, that will not be fully down. And then you see there's also yo-yos on a log cabin, which I've never done before. So I've got a couple yo-yos done I can show you. So it's not like it's not like a snuggle quilt, because it would just, you'd tear it up using it. So this is where I'm at. So my pieces are fused down. I have more to do. Now this one I have loose on purpose. I had it completely fused, and then I read the directions that I need to slide my quilt under there. So I needed room for that. I have the door with the window ready to roll. And then let me show you the yo-yos. So I have little round pieces of fabric that are pretty tiny, and then I made these itty bitty yo-yos. Whoops! And now it just like, I gotta get that later because it's on the floor over there. How about another one? Itty bitty yo-yo. And it's gonna get hand stitched when I'm done with everything on this applique, hand stitched on each one of these logs to cover the ends. And I am going to machine applique all of this. This is pieced. The cool thing about this kit is all of my pieces, my applique pieces, came already cut out for me. What? They so I'm not gonna have like extra fabric, because it's like, so you can't mess up. I mean, don't mess up because I'm gonna be short. So they come pre-cut. I guess they're die cut because they're so perfect, or laser cut. And then they also already have the fusible on the backs. So literally, I peeled it off. Let me show you what I use. So quite a few years ago, probably 5 years ago or so, I took an applique class at my local quilt shop that's called Danner's in Hanover. And one of the things we used was one of these reusable mats or pressing cloth. And I don't have the package anymore, so I can't tell you what it's made out of, but it's for applique. And if you really need to know, I can do some research on that, or I could call over there and find out for you what it is. It feels like plastic, but I think it's like silicone, because what I did was, before I did the background, I built my log cabin. So instead of fusing it on the fabric right away and then needing to move stuff, you fuse it, you build it on here, and it will temporarily fuse, like kind of stick, but it doesn't fully set the glue. So then you can gently lift it off and then place it on your fabric, position it, and then when you're happy with how you have the pieces layered together, because you know some pieces need to go behind others, then you press it down and fully fuse that glue, because like each one of these is separate on a brown building. And so it's a great tool to use. I'm excited. I really like these projects. I like the applique. I like doing the applique stitch. I like changing the floss colors. I like all of that, or the thread color. It'll have a little bit of embroidery on it. So more to come on Camp Sugar Bear. That is what my goal is today, is to work on this. And then, of course, month 2 arrived. And I don't have month 1 done. So let me show you what I mean. Let me show you a little bit and not get my pieces mixed together. So I received fabric. So this is probably, oops, and look, there's itty bitty laser cut pieces here. So I don't want to lose those. So this is probably my quilt block fabric. And then this is already, see how that's laser cut? I just got to pick them apart and then look at all these little pieces, and they already have the fusible on them. So it's a huge time saver. And to be honest, that's probably not one of my favorite parts, is tracing those shapes, cutting those shapes out, putting the fusible on them. So that's kind of cool. Like these are all the leaves on the tree. I don't know if you can see those. See how I'll just pop them out, and then I'll just peel the fusible off the back, and then like the little roof line. So it's nice. So I get to do the part I really like, which is layering it together. And there's must be the outline of one of the trees. Yeah, it has heat and bond light on the back. It's already ready to roll. So this is fun. So I think this is a 6-month quilt. So I will be sharing more of that with you. Let me just set this up here because I do have some open pieces laying around. That is today's project. So that's it for quilting. Let's go to thrifting and a little bit of haul, like retail haul, but mostly thrifting. I did go to the thrift store a couple weeks ago, and it was just like a really good day. I got a lot of cool stuff. I got some, so I'll share that with you. I want to share with you, I did a little online. I got a couple things to share with Abby. So from Quilt Besties, she's kind of a young girl, and she kind of has that devil may care attitude, is at least her Instagram profile for Quilt Besties. And so she had some things I purchased. So it was a package of 26 quilt labels. I picked out the 3 that I wanted, and then I have the other 3 in a package for Abby. I also got Abby and I some stickers. Hot Girls Have Grandma Hobbies. And fabric is my favorite F word. So I got some stickers. And then also, probably that night, scrolling, I got from Mary Engelbrick, Punch a Nazi. So that just came yesterday. And if you know, you know. And then, let me fix my chair. And then I want to share this. Look how cool this is. So this needs some TLC. So this was at the thrift store. It's needlepoint. It's Knights of Columbus. And when I say it needs some TLC, because you can see like how old it is. But I mean, it looks perfectly good from the front. I could hang it just like this. And I might give it a little bit more thought before I tear it apart, because Steve is a member of the Knights of Columbus. So I might hang it just like this. Or my original thought was to pull it out of this frame and make it into like a little square throw pillow and put it in one of the little Windsor type chairs in the living room, like a chair that nobody really sits in unless we have company, which isn't very often. So anyway, I was tickled. If that was the only thing I brought home, I was like, hallelujah, this is so much fun. So that I'm going to work on. But then there's more. This I found at the thrift store. This is it's a Loggenberger lid. And then the pattern must have been sold separately because it's in a separate packaging and it's all taped together. I haven't untaped it. Brand new, never been used, still sealed from the Loggenberger homestead. Looks like the lid in whatever year retailed for $19.95. The pattern was $12.95. I guess I'll have to open it. Oh, 2000. I was gonna say what year it is because there is some back stitching, so that kind of shows its age. So I don't have this particular basket. It's the Woven Memories basket. So I'm not sure if this is a keeper or a sell. Kind of think about this, because I do have a lot of Lagenberger, and this is super adorable, but I also have a lot of projects, and so when would I really get to this? But I was, again, I was tickled that it's in the package, brand new. So if not for me, it will go on Etsy and it will find a new home. Very nice. Speaking of finding a new home, I picked this up. Usually, like when I find these save to stitches, usually I like to take them apart and make little pillows, because then I don't have to ship something with glass. It's lightweight, easier for me as a seller, easier for you as a buyer. However, this one is framed so nicely. I think I'm going to leave it together. And the only reason why I'm not keeping it myself is we don't have anything nautical streamed. I think this would be really cute at a lake cottage. Any home that has a lake theme. I also I picture like a little boys room. I don't know. So anyway, that's going to go on Etsy. It's really, really nice. Really good quality. Well done. Well stitched and put together nicely. It was stitched on Ada, and probably looking at the sizes of the holes, it's probably a 14, maybe a 16 count, but I think it's a 14 count. Really, they did a really nice job. Their stitches lay nice. The other little whimsical thing I got was a riser. Look at that, $2.49. It's like a plastic metal riser. Whoops, can never have too many of those. Look at this goodie. Do we want to go through this together? So this was a bag of nonsense, and what caught my eye was these little wooden spools. These I'm going to keep. Let's see what else is in there. The other items might get sold, might get redonated, who knows? But they're like little wooden craft projects. So like, oh, isn't that cute? A wooden clipped honey bear. A wooden clipped goose. A goose candle holder. So I guess these are like little wooden things you can paint and use in your hobbies. These are craft sticks, little welcome things, more geese. So that kind of shows the age. Somebody cut these out themselves on a jigsaw. These are like nice. These are not like little store-bought ones. This is what I wanted. I wanted these little wooden spools. Looks like somebody was trying to sell them for 75 cents. I'm going to pull them right out of the plastic. I even have a tin here ready to go. When I was on my trip, we stopped at Dunkin' Donuts coming home, and I got this little munchkin tin. Brought the munchkin donuts home for Steve, and I wanted the little tin. Do some more of those spools. Look how cute. Those would be cute for like scissor fobs. Or really, all kinds of little goodies I'm thinking. Just fun little things. More wood, more wood. Oh, here's more of these. This is what I wanted. Oh, that one came, oh, look at that one, had a lot of different sizes. Look how tiny that one is. So I have from this size, oh, that's a sticker, down to this little size. So I got a nice variety to use in some sort of project. Now for the rest of this nonsense, oh, look how cute that little wooden heart is. That would be fun. I think I'll keep that as well. I'll keep that and paint that. And then these are like some big wood beads. I don't know what you would use those for. Ooh, another pretty heart. I might keep that too. I like hearts. So lots of geese, welcomes, rocking horses. What is this? Looks like coffee cans, coffee percolators, and some green leaves. So I'm going to set all this stuff aside. I'm going to look it up online, see if there's a market for any of these, if somebody's into these little wooden things for a hobby, put them together, resell them, get my money back out of them. and basically get my spools for free, hopefully. But if not, I got the spools, and I was okay with, you know, paying for the spools because that's what I wanted. So that's why I like the thrift. Oh, look at those. Oh, I might keep those too. Little rolling pins. Wouldn't those be great on a little finishing piece? I'm going to keep those. So yeah, these are like, yeah, exactly. That's this. And then there's like mini clothesline clips, like decorative. You wouldn't use them on a clothesline. So a lot of little things that might be good for finishing. So I'm going to sit that there. And then, oh, and then this I'm going to show you is, so I told you I was going to slow my roll and haul, and I have. Let me show you the grown-up restraint I'm using today. Today is 60% off one of the thrift stores in town. 60% off everything. It started at 9 a.m. It is now noon, so you know everything's picked over. It's 9 to 9 today. A lot of restraint. I didn't go because I knew I had all of this stuff that I hadn't even sorted through yet and put away, and I haven't been working my Etsy store, and I didn't need to go thrifting anymore. I love thrifting. It's fun. I love to treasure hunt, but I'm being a grown-up. I'm going to be strong and not go. But let me show you what I found on my last treasure hunts. Look at this. Look at how pretty this is, this trim. So I can definitely see this being worked into a project bag or something. Maybe a little too big for a cross-stitch finish, but definitely. So I got this. And then I made a, how I told you, my thing this year is intentional, and I wrote myself a list of the things that I would like to add to my supplies, and one of those things was Lady Dot Creates trim. So let me share with you the trim I picked up. I got this really pretty polar ice pom-pom. I got, I don't have any chenille, so I'm going to try chenille. So I got some chenille, this color Snow. This is a really tiny pom-pom called Union. A really pretty deep blue, very patriotic in my mind. I like that color so much. I picked it up in some of her hand-dyed ribbon. And I've seen different people, one that comes to mind is Carrie from Tiger Lily, how like she kind of like scrunches her ribbon up. Maybe even Antique Needleworker. So anyway, I want to watch some videos on like scrunching ribbon onto pillows. So I got that color. That was another one called Union. Here's one called Vintage. And then after I bought it, I was like, I have vintage spray. I could just buy white and spray it and make vintage. But anyway, there's that. It's very pretty. And then look at this one. This is not one of my colors, but boy, that just caught my eye. And the name, Grubby Frog. And that's how I used to pick out my nail color polish, is like, if it had a good name, that was a nail color polish I wanted to wear. So Grubby Frog. And that was all from Lady Dot Creates. I bought directly from her off her Etsy store. And I got 7 items. Oh, so here's one other item I got from her. Was a grab bag of wool scraps from Moda. So let's open this up. I really, sorry for the crinkles. So just a variety of wool scraps, all different colors. So pretty, nice quality, feels good. I did that pair at Christmas time, that Annie B's pair, and I really, really enjoyed it. And one of the things it called for was some wool scrap. And then I thought, well, I might do more things like that. And I really like the appliquing with cotton, and so maybe someday I might do some appliquing with wool. And I just threw this in my Lady Dot Creates bag because I just wanted to just get a small handful of different colors, so I have them. So I'm very, very excited to have this. And I'm going to just throw away the bag it came in. I don't need that. I'll just sit these in a basket with my leftover wool scraps from the project I worked on. I got this free pattern, free, no spending, from Primrose Cottage. If you're not a member of their newsletter, if you are, you will get a free pattern monthly, and it's a Valentine's one. And then I put my little receipt in here, so I gotta file that away. So, I don't know why I saved the receipt in my show and tell basket, maybe so I could remember what something was called. I got, let's see, is all of this, I think all of this is Fat Quarter Shop, at least for a start. So if you purchased X amount from Fat Quarter Shop, you got this little yardstick box. So I try and wait to open this stuff to show you guys. So cute, 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 cute. Oh look, I could put my little yo-yos in there so they don't go flying everywhere. Okay, then I picked up some fabric from them. Look at this one. I think this is why I saved the thing. I wanted to tell you what it was called. Gingerbread Christmas Forest Mice Yardage. The SKU is 4119-113. Walk, not run, and go get yourself some. For a half a yard was $3.75. And why I say walk or run, not walk. Okay, who has the animal cracker ginger from Jingle Ball? Is it going to be stitched anytime soon? No. But is this fabric like perfect for the backing of it? Heck yes. Heck yes, in my opinion. So so that's what that fabric is for. I saw that and it just made me think of that. The color palette, the little mice. It's, you know, it says not a creature was stirring. Just adorable. It has like little hot cocoa mugs and standing on marshmallows and Christmas ornaments. So I picked that up. I believe this was a Lori Holt fabric that I liked, that I picked up. I think this was like right at the end of the year or the beginning of New Year when they were doing a sale, because I'm looking at my receipt and the cuts were pretty cheap. And then this one I also got because I thought this would make a lovely project bag because it has chapels in it. It's a Lori Holt fabric for religious stitching, Sabbath stitching. I just thought that was really lovely. And then I picked up a couple patterns. I really, really like this one. I don't know what it is about it. For some reason, it makes me think of like New Mexico Southwest. I just like that layout. And I usually don't like I don't know what you would call that, where you do the same block over and over and over and over and put them all together for a quilt. I usually don't like that, but I really like that one. I got Tiny Modernist's Rabbits. I've been having an eyeball on that one for a while. And I know I said I was only buying 4 cross-stitch patterns for the new year, so I guess this counts as one. Maybe I must set that aside. I'll write them down so I can hold myself accountable. We're in January and I have one already. The Primrose doesn't count because I didn't pay for it. This is another pattern that I really liked. And I have this fabric line, so I picked that up. I didn't say how many quilt patterns I was buying. I just said 4 cross-stitch patterns. And then I also got these from the thrift store. Now, the fabric that they made these items in does nothing for me. But boy, aren't those some nice patterns though. Machine cover, machine mat, like a portfolio accessory, and like little bins. Is that what they're calling them? And it's all with fat quarters. Serger cover, sewing machine cover, project organizer, machine organizer, containers, containers, containers. Yep. And then look at this one. This one is quite interesting. This is, does it say what they're calling this? Hobby portfolio with detachable organizer pages. So, you know, it's not high on the priority list, but like when they're selling the patterns for like $0.25 or 50 cents or something, and the haven't been cut into. Yeah, coming home with me. And then this is also from the thrift store. This is very nice. This I only paid $1.99. It's a Jean Farish booklet, and it's all alphabets, fonts, numbers, and borders. Complete instructions for creating sampler and quotable quotes. And it's all black and white. Oops, sorry. There's Grandpa. Grandpa says the wrestler's up soon, so I'll keep you posted. So, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the black and white, but I love having a lot of different patterns. And it looks like, I think when I was looking at it at the store, I think it has Algerian eyes. And I've never done one of those, and so it kind of gives you the instructions on how to do that. I want to say, did it have Smyrnas in here too? Nope, just the Algerian. So, like, here's an alphabet with those. Isn't that cute? And then she has just like some little motifs you'd find in a sampler, maybe if you wanted to create your own sampler. So I got that booklet. Here is another piece of fabric. I really like it. I thought it was going to go with my, let me show you. I thought I wanted to use these keys with this, which I need to finish. Fully finish. My Valentine's Quaker that I finished last year from Primrose Cottage. But the color is not, in my opinion, a color match I don't particularly care for together. Very pretty separately, but not together. But I did have this from that fabric bundle I recently got. So this is the fabric I'm going to use to make myself a little Valentine pillow. So maybe I'll put that on my list of things to do this weekend with Sugar Bear. I'm burying myself. There's like a mountain. And then, like I said, I'm going to slow my roll on fabric, but anything by Brenda Riddle is a go. And I'm so disappointed. One day I was being good. I wasn't looking at flash sale. Usually I look at flash sale every day right at 9 a.m. sharp. And I didn't look at flash sale because I'm not buying stuff, right? And wouldn't you know it, I looked at it later in the afternoon and they had a junior petite fat quarter bundle of Brenda Riddle fabric and it was already sold out. That's how they keep you coming back, because you're just like, oh man. But anyway, I got this. This is so pretty, so pretty. This is Memory Lane, just blues and pinks and florals and light greens and just everything I love about her fabric line. Everything. Couldn't be happier. So that's that. And three other things. So 2 things that are not cross stitch or quilting related, but some new hobbies, rabbit time, squirrel time, new hobbies. So I've done paint by number before, definitely during the pandemic. I'm looking over here, I did a couple. And then I've also done like acrylic painting on canvas, like freestyling. And I like that. To me, it's low pressure because it's artsy fartsy and whatever. So I saw this at the thrift store. And I paid $9.99 for it. Or did I pay $5? I paid $5. That day yellow was on sale. So I paid $5 for this. Originally $20, and it's brand new. Nobody opened it. The paints, everything's enclosed in here. Nothing's been opened or used. So the only hiccup with this is these are one of those projects that is very, very long term, at least for me, and I need a place to just set it up and leave it. And in this room's not the place. I don't want paints with my fabrics, and the living room's not the place because that's where I cross stitch. So I don't know if I'm going to hog a space on the kitchen table or not to set up to paint. I don't know. So I got that, and then I saw this. And I was like, I want to try. Darn you, Teresa Kogut. I started watching her 12 Days of Christmas where she was doing watercolor painting. I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. So I saw her book. I was at one of the local hardware gun shops with my husband, and they had this here. And let me show you. So it has, let me find one that has a lot of colors so it'll show on the camera. So it has like these farm motifs, and then over here lightly in pencil, it's already drawn for you. And the pencil drawing's probably not showing up on camera. Let me find another one for you. Like horses, pigs, barns, baskets of cows, you name it. And then it has like little mixing instructions for your paint palette. I'm sure it's going to be way harder. And then I fell down the rabbit hole if I watched 100 YouTube videos on watercolor painting. So, and then I got a little palette from Walmart of just a variety of colors to play with. Low entry, you know, not some brushes from Walmart. So maybe I'll have that to show to you someday. Get that out and play with that a little bit. Probably start that before I do the big hunkin' paint by number, because that's pretty big. It's going to take up a lot of space. And once I start, I like to leave them out. I don't like putting them away. I like leaving them out and doing a little bit at a time, letting it dry, and then the next night doing a little bit. Then the other thing I want to share with you is Happy Meal. Holy ham salad. Is this the true meaning of Happy Meal? So it says Happy Meal on the front. I won't show it to you because it has our addresses on it. Let me show you what a very, very nice online friend sent to me. So this is from Jen. So she sent me all of this. I knew she was sending me something. I knew she was sending me a pattern because she had asked me if I would like this pattern she had. She sent me Little House Needleworks Fall on the Farm. And thank you, because that's the same designer that does Little House Needleworks is the Log Cabin. And then I'm also searching for, and that's on my exclusion of pattern buying, is Little House Needleworks Christmas on the Farm or something like that. But she sent me Fall on the Farm, and it was a pattern she had, and she was all done with it, so she shared it with me. And thank you so much. I am like tickled. And she wrote, Lorraine, hope you enjoy these charts. I pulled the floss from my stash of fancy stuff. Happy Stitchin' Jen. And was she not kidding? She did pull. Look at she pulled, and like, I would have been happy if like it was just like a little janky one with like a couple strands left over. Like, Jen, you didn't have to send me brand new floss. You didn't have to send me anything. But that was so kind of you. So she sent me Caterpillar, Colonial. Here, let me hold them up so you can see the colors. Caterpillar, Colonial Copper, Tennessee Red Clay, Wagon Wheel. I actually is in my shopping cart right now because I need more Wagon Wheel for my log cabin. So thank you. I'm Wagon Wheel. I'm gonna have to get organized here. Brandied Pears, Hazelnut, and Muddy Puddle. Oh, this Muddy Puddle has a lot of good variegation in it, which you probably don't see because I don't have anything behind it, but it's very pretty. And then who doesn't need more white? DMC 3865. Thank you. Oh, and it keeps going. This little Burt's Bee lip balm. Love it. And then look at this. Jen, did you make this or did you have somebody make it? It's like one of those things to hold your keys. I'm totally going to put it on my key fob. I love it. I love it so much. It's so pretty. The fabric is me. If you made this, you did a great job. If you received it from somebody, you have great taste. I love it so much. So thank you. That was truly Happy Meal. I'm still smiling, so thank you. So let's do the giveaway, our Sunday stitching verse reading, and wrap her up. So I did earlier in the week, I'll put it up here on the screen, I did the random comment picker. So today is the 17th, and I think the date might say the 12th because my intention was to film this like last week and I didn't. So this was the giveaway. you're going to get this quilt book, or is it quilt or cross stitch? Or is it both? It's quilt. You're going to get this quilt book. You're going to get this Christmas magazine. You're getting this Stitching with the Housewives bag with the Stitching with the Housewives pattern in it. I'm not stitching it, so you're welcome to it. You're also receiving a couple bent up patterns that are pre-loved. I stitched this, so you're going to receive this pattern. And this is a pattern that long story short, we won't even go into it. Here's the buttons. This one I did finish, so I used the buttons up on this one. This one I abandoned, so I did not use the buttons, so they're all yours. Very beat up, very old pattern, needs to go to a good home. So on the screen here, the winner is ta-da! So if your name appeared, please send me an email at shanebrookcottage@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I will get these out to you. And in full disclosure, I'm not very prepared, but let's see if I can find something to give away real quick. Let me pause. Okay, so I'm back. Here's my little giveaway basket. And in my giveaway basket, I do have, here's all the fabric that was left over from that Block of the Month quilt. That's a good bit. So that's a stash builder for sure, but that's not the giveaway for this time. Let's do this here. Oh, and I didn't show you my string quilt, but I'll show you that some other time. So this video's giveaway is you're going to get the Sparkle Star Quilt Block Foundation paper from Fat Quarter Shop. Makes 4-inch blocks. I received this probably like, I don't know how I got it. Bought something and received it. Hasn't been used. Doesn't look like a block I want to try to make, so that's all yours. You're also going to receive these 4 Fat Quarter bundles that I believe are all Lori Holt fabric. So those are brand new fabrics. I purchased right before Christmas time. I purchased a couple Lori Holt fabric bundles or quilt kits, and I went through them all and put them away. And these are the ones that I don't think I'll use, because I don't typically use a lot of circular geometric shapes, but they're great colors, like green, this brown and blue, and then I'm looking at them going, maybe I should keep them. Too late, I already said I'm giving them away. And then this red, and then this red with little squares or diamonds. So those 4 Fat Quarters go with the little fabric pad. And then here is a magazine, all pages intact. What's it called? Cross Stitch Crazy. It is a United Kingdom issue. If you would buy it new, it says it's $12.99 in the US. It comes with a pattern for a bookmark. That was the giveaway in here. This I opened, it was in the shrink wrap. I got this at the thrift store and I did not pay $12.99 for it. And I got the book because I just wanted to see what was in it. I didn't see anything that tickled my fancy. So I'm going to pass it on to someone else. It does have a lot of cute stuff in it though, for sure. So you're going to get the Cross Stitch magazine, the 4 Lori Holt Fat Quarter bundles, and the little paper, all just for being my online friend. Just please be 18 or older, since I'm going to ask you for your mailing address. Please live in the United States to help me manage my postage costs, and use the word Lori, L-O-R-I, just like how Lori Holt spells it. So good luck figuring out how to use that in a comment. Just use that word in the comment and you'll be entered in the random YouTube comment picker drawing for next time. And I do appreciate you guys hanging out and letting me do a little bit of pass the stash, or, you know, those kinds of things for giveaways. So here we go. Our little reading, if you're still with me, if you want to hang out and listen to this. Let me wet my whistle a little bit. Sunday Stitches, 52 Devotionals for Cross Stitchers. It's written by Debbie Danielson. If you're interested in getting a copy of the book, you can find it on Amazon. It's a 2024 book, and just let me know and I can share the ISBN number and all that jazz with you if you want it. So this one is called Colors of Creation. It's based on scripture from Genesis 1:31. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and then there was morning, the sixth day. Before you begin selecting threads for your cross-stitch project, take a moment to marvel at the beauty of creation. In Genesis 1:31, we read that God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. As you look at the array of colors before you, remember that each shade reflects God's creativity and attention to detail. Just as God carefully chose the colors of creation, you are faced with the delightful task of selecting the colors for your project. Absolutely. Each hue represents a unique aspect of design, contributing to the overall beauty of your creation. As you work with the colors, consider how they mirror the diversity and richnesses of God's creation. Take a moment to reflect on the significance of color in your project. Each color has meaning and impact, just as each aspect of creation reflects a different facets of God's character. Whether you are drawn to vibrant hues or subtle shades, remember that each color has its place in the grand design of your project, just as every detail has its place in God's creation. As you stitch with color of creation, may you be reminded of the beauty and diversity of God's handiwork. Let the colors inspire you to appreciate the world around you and to reflect on the depth of God's love and creativity. May your project be a testament to May your project be a testament to creation's beauty, reflecting the Creator's glory. Very nice. Until next time, my friends, I will see you, and I do see you, and I care about each one of you in my heart. You have made a huge difference in my life and in my crafting world. Bye.